Hi there, it's Shauna, and I want to talk to you about Melon Mania. You'll find it on the promotions tab of my website, and it is all the lovely melony goodness, which is the current colour of the year, and we only have another couple of months for this colour to run. And so they've brought out a little burst of inspiration for you to get your melon on. So there's papers and stickers and decorative cardstock and a stamp set, which are exclusive to this promotion. You can buy all of that in a bundle if you just want to key in one thing and save yourself, what, $18? Bargain. And then we also have cardstock, glitter paper, the melon shimmer brush, melon flowers, melon ribbon, melon pearls, melon loose sequins, and the melon ink, all on special this month, okay? It is while stocks last, so grab it while you can. And I thought I would make this layout. Now, this actually came from the Cosette digital art collection. But it's very, very pretty, and I knew it would look good in the melon colours. So let me show you what we're doing. I'll just quickly show you the papers in real life. So this is the printed papers. You get 6 sheets, and that's front and back of one, front and back of another, front and back of another. These ones are a beautiful ombre look. So pretty. Okay, if you are coming to Lemonade Retreat, I'm going to show you how to alter these papers so that they're multicolored and they look the same but different. Can't wait to get into that. And then this is the cardstock. So in the cardstock pack, you get 6 sheets of embossed cardstock. So 2 of them have silver embossing, 1 sheet has gold embossing, and then 3 sheets have clear embossing. So it's just really subtle. How pretty are they? And then they're plain on the other side. And then you get 6 sheets of plain melon cardstock, which of course is always two-toned. You have the real colour and the paler shade. So heaps of goodness there. If you purchased the what was last year's colour of the year? Wildberry ones last year, you would see that the patterns are the same. And one of the things I plan to do this month is mix the wildberry and the melon using the same prints. How fun. So here is one page. This is the right-hand page, all made up. Isn't that pretty? I can't quite decide what photos I'm going to put on here. If you've got any ideas, tell me in the comments. What sort of photos would you use on this layout? I was away at a camp on the weekend, and we have secret friends. And on the Sunday, the theme was melon, and my secret friend actually gave me a rock melon, a cantaloupe, as a present. And I may have got up to some shenanigans with that melon. She ended up having eyes and hair and a lip and a dummy, and you know, she got up to a few things. We discovered who her other parent was, and we took a family photo of all of us, and then she just smelt so good that I actually killed her. I cut her up and we ate her. And I was thinking of using those photos with this, but this layout really is a bit too elegant for the for the feeling of that particular series of photos. So you would have noticed that I gutted the base layer here, and that's what I used to cut this piece. So in the Cricut patterns, you can cut every piece on the Cricut, but when they're just straight cuts like this, I tend to just do them myself. They use less paper and they're easier to do. But you can see on the design, so if I go in here and I find the piece, sorry, it'll be right further down, because these positions are positioned in order. Let's see. No, not that one. Oh, maybe this one. So you see that that box is highlighted, which is the triangle, and it shows you the size. So it's 9 inches high. So I knew that my white piece had to be 9 inches high. I think this might be it. And this is the actual bit, and it's 8 inches wide. So I knew when I wanted to cut that if I cut it 8 inches by 9 inches, it would be the right size. And then these really pretty, oh, I want the glue on the other side. These really pretty little eyelet lace looking borders, just glue on there. And I accidentally put the glue on the wrong side because the other page I used the light side of the toffee. Now, if you wanted a more dramatic look for this, you could cut this lace in black. The black looks amazing with melon. It really gives it a real pop, but I'll probably end up putting some sort of outdoorsy kind of photos on here, so I thought I would stick with the toffee. Okay, now in the original layout, these triangles are in plain cardstock and it's sage green, but I really wanted to use this pretty cardstock. So all I did was start with a square that the diagonals were 9 inches. So I figured out that if I started with a square that was 6 3/8, okay, 6 3/8, and I cut it in half, I would have one that was going to fit perfectly, okay? And you line it up here. Now you'll notice when I put the second triangle on that they overlap in the middle, but that doesn't matter because that is actually going to be covered, okay? So that's your base. And then you have these really cute little photo mounts, but they already have the tab included in them. So if you were making this layout and you don't own a Cricut, basically this is a 1/4 inch gap, and you could cut this cardstock and like tear the edge or distress the edge. You could use a border punch to create this panel. These bits could be cut just with your trimmer, and you could just cut a photo mount and use thin cuts to make your little tabs, okay? So referring to the illustration, these two are centered around the middle there, okay? So put that there, and I used the dark side. Pop that down there. So Cricut layouts come together really easy, and one of the things I love about them is that you can cut them in any colors that you want, and you can actually change up the sizes if you want to. Okay, so these ones are going to take 3 inch, I think they're 3 inch square photos, maybe 3 1/4 inch square photos, but I could make the base square bigger and these bigger on the Cricut really easily. Now there's some flowers that we are going to use, and the Cricut cuts them with a base layer and then some coloured layers that go over the top. So I just use liquid glue. Let me zoom you in a bit here. Pop some liquid glue on. Okay, this white one is the slow drying one, so it takes a little bit. And then put the flower on top, and it's easy to find which way they need to go by just looking at the shape of the silhouette that you're building on. Okay, because you see straight away if they're a bit wrong. Okay, and then we layer these little flowers over the top. So again, I'll just add some little dips of glue. And if all is right with the world, this layer, if the bottom one is dark, the top one should be light. And if the bottom one is light, the top one should be dark. Just to give a really subtle difference. Okay, so that's how those ones come together. And then these larger flowers, it's just like two little windmills really. And I like to use glitter for these. Well, I did use glitter for these because you know, I like a bit of sparkle. So I'm picking up a glue dot on the back of one and placing it over the other one. There is no need to be exact in any way with this lining up, because they're meant to just be free form. Then there's a little center that's been cut. Again, I'm going to pop it over a glue dot and then place that in the middle. All right, let me zoom you back out. And now it's just a matter of following the illustration to arrange the flowers in a similar way. Now, if you wanted more photos on this side, you could totally do another bank of 4. I quite liked having 2 there, because then I've got room here for title or journaling to go on there. Okay, so I will just have a little look. There's going to be a couple of flowers here, a couple of flowers here, and a couple down here. It's going to be one leaf there, and then a leaf up here and here, and then same sort of thing here. Don't stress about following the diagram exactly. It's perfectly all right if yours is your own little individual spin on things. That one's going to go there, and that one's going to go there. Okay, so whilst I stuck these down, I used the Close to My Heart tape runner so that I can lift these to get my flowers underneath, because you'll notice that some of them are peeking out from behind, and it's just a matter then of lifting them if you need to pop them under. Okay, if you think these bits are too long, just break a little bit off, because they tuck under the flowers, so that will be okay. This one's going to go over there a little baby bit. And don't worry, don't stress about getting like glue on every single little tiny part of the leaves because it's all going under a page protector, and that will protect it. Right, now this one needs to fit in there, so I'm going to take that big stalk off, and I'm just going to add glue behind. So remember, the beauty of using the Close to My Heart tape runner is that it doesn't give spider webs in between where the cardstock is. I'll lift that bit up. Alrighty, so I'm going to assemble the rest and then show you the finished look. Alrighty, so this is what the diagram looked like, and this is what mine looked like. So I kept mine pretty close. Now, because it's all paper, I just thought, it's always fun to bring in a little bling and a little bit of stamping. So I pulled out last month's Stamp of the Month, Little Stinkers, because I loved this little leaf and little flower, and I thought the leaves look a similar shape to this and the flowers look a little bit similar to that. So I'm going to take New England Ivy, which is the colour that this was cut from, and the leaf stamp, and just add a couple more leaves, coming out from here, maybe from behind there. Okay, one here. Oh, now see how I missed there? I didn't hold my block firmly because they're clear. You can line them up and fix that up. And I'll do another little one coming out of there. And I think I'll leave the middle without the extra stamped leaves. And then I will add the little flowers. So I'll put a couple in the corner. Now I'm using melon ink on the melon cardstock, so it's just very subtle tone on tone stamping. But what it does is it integrates that cluster with the background rather than the cluster just sort of sitting on the background, okay? And then I think I'll add a couple more, kind of going down here and up there. And then, because I can't help myself, I'm going to add some silver glitter gems to it as well. So maybe 3 big ones sort of running through there, and then a couple of little ones sort of each side of the corner. And there's no sort of exactness that those 3 are just in a triangle, those 3 are in a triangle, and then I'll put a couple down, one down there and one up there, and ta-da! All right, let's have a look at both of them together. Let me zoom you out a tiny bit more so that you can see now. Oops, wrong way, Miss Pat. How cool that looks. And so that came together really quickly. The cutting on the Cricut takes a little bit of time, but not a lot of time, because you're really only running through you know, a few sheets of paper, and the program organizes all of that for you. So I hope you like it. Let me know in the comments what photos you would use on this layout. Enjoy!